This video was digitized from a reel of silent 8mm film, and it's of USS Antietam CV-36 on her, what I believe, fourth Korean War cruise in late 1951, 52. And right there at the beginning, you saw her doing some underway replenishment with a USS Fletcher DDE 445, which was the lead destroyer in the Fletcher class of destroyers. And yeah, you're just going to get a great look at Antietam launching and recovering aircraft here during the Korean War, like I say, in late 1951, early 1952. And I believe that's a F9F Panther. They're getting ready to take off. And she usually carried a rocket load of 6 5-inch rockets. And you're going to see coming up here, one of them is going to be landing in one of her rockets that I guess was still on board from her combat mission, goes skidding across the deck as she catches on the arresting cable. And the flight deck crew just runs out and grabs it. Pretty interesting. And I didn't catch that plane taking off right there, but the other two types of planes you're going to see there, that right there would be an F4U-4 Corsair, which carried 8 5-inch rockets, and then you will also see some AD-4 Skyraiders, which carried 12 250-pound bombs. Those are their typical armament for these planes. It may have varied here on Antietam, but yeah, just and the I believe the H there on the tail of that Corsair is for Carrier Air Group 15, but you also see the tail letters NR, which I believe is for Squadron VC-35, and ND for Squadron VC-11. But just some great look at Antietam here in, like I say, late 1951, 52. After this deployment, this fourth deployment and last deployment for her in Korea, she is going to transit to the yards and become the first carrier with an angled deck, and I have a longer video of that here on my channel also. And here's that F9F Panther coming in, and one of her 5-inch rockets just came loose there and went skidding across the deck, and you can see the flight deck crew coming and grab it. I assume that could have been a really big mishap if that thing would have went off, but obviously the flight deck crew doesn't seem too concerned about it. And Antietam was one of 24 Essex class aircraft carriers built shortly after World War II. So she never saw action in World War II, but and she was soon decommissioned right after World War II, and she remained in the reserve fleet at Alameda, California, until the communist forces in North Korea invaded South Korea in 1950, and then she began reactivation preparations on the 6th of December and went back into commission on the 17th of January 1951. And initially, the carrier conducted shakedown training and carrier qualifications along the California coast, first out of Alameda and then out of San Diego. And then she made one voyage to Pearl Harbor and then back to San Diego in July and August before departing in September, heading to the Far East in Korea. And she arrived in the Far East in November and began her only combat deployment of her career. And then they say she made 4 combat cruises, and her last finishing up on March of 1952, which I believe this footage you're seeing here is this last deployment, because on the longer video I have of Antietam, immediately after this footage, she's pulling into Japan and then transiting back to the States and then into the yards for her conversion, and with her angled flight deck. But yeah, just a really great bit of film work here. I have no idea who filmed this. The film was just marked U.S. Navy film number 2, and so I have no idea who filmed it. And like I say, there wasn't an exact date. I'm just estimating this based on the overall length and footage that's on this reel. And like I mentioned, just is the first part, which is flight ops. But yeah, just really interesting, great bit of history. Love to hear your comments, and hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this bit of history. Try to upload military and patriotic videos to my site here, about every other day. And if you're interested in a good read, check out my books at www.edsemler.com.